Mom Training Podcast with Diana Ballard.
Hey ladies, so excited to have you with me another week. Hope you had a really productive, awesome week, that you got as much stuff done as you could. Were able to focus and love your life, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how to celebrate our life more, that we live right now, because there can be moments of frustration, of discouragement, feeling like we're so behind. There's so many things we have to do, and it's easy to get lost. It's easy to get locked up in this pattern of never being able to get on top, or never being able to get yourself organized or feel confident about what you're doing. So let's step out of that box for a minute. If that's the box you're in right now, of just feeling kind of discouraged, what do I need to do? Why can't I get this thing organized? Let's step out of that box for a second. And this week is Valentine's week. We're coming up on Valentine's Day, and there's lots of different family dynamics. Maybe you're a single mom, maybe you are divorced, or maybe you do have a husband, but maybe you guys aren't doing well, and maybe you do have a good relationship. Maybe you guys are doing awesome. I mean, there's so many dynamics right now, just all over the world, of families and what Valentine's Day might mean to you. So I want you to think about this week, Love Week of Valentine's Day, about focusing on what you do have and how we can celebrate the little things that we've been blessed with. So the first thing that I want us to focus on this week is being able to, you can either sit down and do this and write it out, or just be thinking about it right now, of what did I want years ago that I have now? Whether that's your kids, the husband, to being able to, raise a family, a dog, living in a house. What do you have now that you didn't have maybe 5 years ago? And I'll tell you, when I think about that, I'm like, wow, I have been so blessed, and I have received so many things that I wanted so many years ago. And it's amazing to look back and say, wow, I actually just found a list of things that I wanted to accomplish, that I wanted in a house, that I wanted, and I was shocked actually that, I had completely forgotten about, this list. And when I went back through it, I was like, oh my gosh, I've actually accomplished most of these, almost all of them on this page. And they were things that meant a lot to me, having more kids, being able to buy our first house, or whatever it may be. So can we turn our focus from maybe what we feel like we don't have, or feel like we can't catch up on, or that is a big struggle right now? How can we turn our focus to the immense blessings that we have right now, and be able to celebrate the life we have right now? So that is definitely one way we can start to kind of see, if you're having a hard time being like, okay, how am I blessed? Right? Looking back 5 years, 10 years from now, and being like, okay, 10 years ago, I was really struggling to want this. I was really struggling 5 years ago to want this, and I have it now. And, my kids have survived for those 5 years. Like, they're alive, they're healthy. I love them. There's, what have you accomplished? What have you been blessed with in the last 5 to 10 years that you can celebrate your life right now? And something that goes along with that is being able to see the good you're doing. And, we've talked about this before, about writing out your sprouts, or the things that you've accomplished that day, that is literally as simple as, I took my vitamins today. I drank enough water for my body. I was kind to my child when they were slightly annoying. I mean, there are things that we can look at and bring to our attention that we've done good today, that we have accomplished, that we can celebrate, that I'm progressing, I am doing well, and being able to celebrate in that. Now, and I know that sometimes thinking about, okay, now I'm going to add sitting down every single day and writing out these 10 things of what I did well today could seem slightly overwhelming, because it's adding another thing to your list. Like maybe you feel like you have so many things on your list that, sitting down and writing these things out could feel like a lot. But could you think about 5 to 10 things while you brush your teeth or wash your face or get your pajamas on? I mean, we simplify things to be able to try to still help our mind? Because the thing with being able to look at what we do have, celebrate what we do have, is trying to help our minds pull out of maybe a rut that it's in, or a cycle of negativity or pain or things like struggle. Sometimes we have to do things a little differently, help our brain out, because our brain is a very powerful thing. And what we feed it is what a lot of times comes back out. And so if you're stuck in a cycle of not being able to see the beauty around you, or not being able to celebrate the life that you live right now, and see the joy and accomplishment and fulfillment, then you might need to put in a little bit more effort with your mind. And by doing so, you can kind of give yourself like a little break, help yourself out a little bit, pull yourself out of this cycle that you might be stuck in. And doing something as simple as trying to see the beauty every day and list 10 things that, while you're brushing your teeth or getting ready for bed, of why you did well that day, could really change things for you. And is really important. The affirmation things: I can do this. I am capable. I can figure this out. I can get organized. This is just a season. Like everything's going to be okay. These are things that we can practice with our mind and need to be speaking to ourselves, because sometimes we can get caught up in speaking death over ourselves. This is too hard. I can't do this. Yada, yada. Why am I such a mess? But can we switch that around to, I can do this. I am capable of pulling myself out of this hole. I am capable of being a strong, loving mom and wife and housewife right now. I am capable. I can totally do this. I can reach the things that I'm working for if I continue to put one foot in front of the other. What can you speak to yourself, mama? What do you need to hear? And you be the person to give it to yourself and give it to your mind. Because that's what we can do. That's what we can't always expect somebody else to know exactly what we need to hear. So start speaking life over yourself. Start looking for the things in your life to celebrate. Start looking for the things that you might need to hear, might need to say to yourself, and do those things, mama. As we're in this week of Valentine's Day, I challenge you to love the life that you live, to love the people in it. And as you see messes around you, more than just physical, like, my mind is not organized, or my relationships are a mess, I invite you to focus on what is beautiful in your life this week and what you have been blessed with, and squeeze the people close to you and love them with everything that you have. I hope you have a great Valentine's Day coming up, and love your life, love yourself, love the people around you. I appreciate you. Sending massive love your way to you and your family, and we'll see you next Tuesday on the Mom Training Podcast.